I know I cannot be the only one who loves to learn what other people are using to plan, stay organized, be productive, be more efficient, and just get more done. But seriously, if you look at my YouTube and Pinterest search history, it's basically me searching for those things. So that being said, I love to learn about different tools that other entrepreneurs are using in their business to be more effective and efficient. So that being said, I know I can't be the only one who loves to learn these things. So I decided to take you behind the scenes of my business and share with you the 5 must-have tools I use to run my 6-figure Christian coaching business. Now, why would you care what I use? Basically, I've done the research for you, my friend. Like I said, one of my guilty pleasures is actually researching this kind of thing. So the tools I use, I do consider to be the best of the best for my business. Now, a little disclaimer here. Just because I consider something to be the best of the best doesn't mean that you will. But I really do think you will love all the things I'm sharing with you. And not only am I sharing the tools I use, but I'm also sharing how and why I use them. So that being said, go ahead and grab a pen because you're going to want to take some notes on this one. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on in. Hey Queen, welcome to Reclaim to Reign. I'm your host, Hannah Brindley, daughter of the King, certified life coach, and faith-fueled business mentor. I know you are so sick of feeling like you worked so hard in your business with little to no reward while staying in this same cycle of self-sabotaging tendencies you know are keeping you stuck. And because of that, I know you are craving to end this never-ending cycle of self-destruction and cultivate a successful, Holy Spirit-led business without letting it become your idol. So if you are ready to be fueled by faith over flesh, fight your battles spiritually instead of physically, take bold action on your God-given callings, and finally create that thriving, faith-fueled business, then you're in the right place. Go ahead and reheat your coffee, grab a notebook and pen, and let's dive in. Since I am sharing all the ins and outs of the tools that I use in my business, I'm going to go ahead and just dive right on in with tool number 1. Or this could actually be tools. I'm actually combining 2 things for number 1 because they work really, really well together. And that is Google Calendar and the Full Focus Planner. Now, like I said, these 2 work so well in conjunction together. They complement each other, which is why I had to talk about them together. So obviously, Google Calendar is a digital calendar by Google, but the Full Focus Planner is a physical planner, and I absolutely love it. I've tried basically every physical planner out there. I'm not even joking, and this one suits my needs the best. Now, I'm going to walk you through how I use them in conjunction. Now, the very first thing that I actually do to plan my weeks is I'm going to do something called a weekly review. And it's where I basically just take the time to review the last week. Now, the Full Focus Planner has a section called Weekly Review that I absolutely love. So basically, I just take some time journaling through some questions in my Full Focus Planner, like how did this week really go? What worked and what didn't? And then what can I keep, improve, start, or stop doing? So after I take the time to journal through those questions and really just review my week, it's time to actually get into the weekly preview section of the Full Focus Planner. Now with this, I do spend time in prayer before I plan out the week because the Holy Spirit always reminds me what is truly important. And then once it's actually time to plan, here are the steps that I follow inside the Full Focus Planner. First, I brain dump personal action items. Then I brain dump professional action items. Then I pick 3 intentions for the week. Now, these are the 3 action items that have the priority for the week. And then I add 3 focused tasks for each day that relate back to the 3 intentions for the week. So as you can see, the Full Focus Planner actually helps me get all my thoughts organized and helps me determine what I truly need to get done for the week. Now, once I do this, I pop open my Google Calendar. So first things first with this, I actually add in non-negotiables as a time block. So what I mean by this is, first of all, I basically just block off time for a certain task that I consider to be non-negotiable in my day. So those things look like time with Jesus, workout, date with your spouse, going to church, your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you have a full-time job, your morning or evening routine, etc. You get the picture. Then from there, I add in my business work blocks as a time block. Now, when I actually add in my time that I work on my business in my Google Calendar, I don't actually say what I'm doing in the time block because I use Google Task, which is an app that's actually located inside of Google Calendar. Fun little fact. I use that to actually assign specific tasks. So again, I'm putting in my non-negotiables as a time block. Then I'm adding in time to work on my business as a time block. And then I am using Google Task. Now, like I said, I use Google Task to write down each particular task I need to get done in the correct time block. And the reason why I do this is because since it's like a little widget or an app that's connected to Google Calendar, I can then drag and drop action items from Google Task into the correct time block on my calendar. Now, even though Google Tasks is kind of separate from Google Calendar, again, it goes hand in hand, but it's separate enough to where it actually has its own app on your phone. So you could consider this like Google's to-do list. So here is an actual real life example of how I use these two together. So let's just say I have a 2-hour work blocked off in my Google Calendar. And I know that I need to record 3 podcast episodes during that work block. So what I can do is first, of course, block off that 2-hour time in Google Calendar. Then I can go to Google Task and I can record episode 20 as a task. And then I can record episode 21 as a task. And then record episode 22 as a task. And then I can drag and drop those action items from the list on Google Task and place them in the work block that I'm going to be doing those things. So that's essentially the due date for those tasks, and I can see them right there on my calendar. Then when I'm finished, I just go to the action item and I click mark complete, and then it just strikes it out on the to-do list, and you can literally see how much you have gotten done throughout the day and what action items you've completed and which ones you haven't right there inside of Google Calendar. I absolutely love it. This works so well for my brain because I'm able to drag and drop my action items. I'm not having to erase things or mark things on my paper planner in case things change because, again, sometimes action items need to be dragged around. Sometimes life happens. And in addition to this, I love if I can color coordinate my Google Calendar and also my Google Task with my brain colors, which, hi, we love that here. So it just makes me so happy. Now, when it comes to my day-to-day planning, I look at my Google Calendar every day and I readjust my schedule and task as needed. Now, since I do use Google Calendar to plan each day, I use what's called the daily planning page in my Full Focus Planner because it's got like a weekly planning page, but you also have your daily planning pages. But I use the daily planning page to keep track of how much time I spend on each action item so I can have an idea of how long certain tasks take me. And then I can also take notes on their daily note page and check off action items on that page just because, hi, we love to check off things on a physical piece of paper, right? I mean, who doesn't? So that being said, I absolutely love using both of these tools together, and I highly recommend them. Now, also, I do just want to throw out there that if you want to try out the Full Focus Planner, you can try it out by going to the link I'm going to have in the show notes for you, and then you can use the code Hannah10 to get 10% off your order. I know you will love it just as much as I do. But now let's go ahead and get into must-have tool number 2. Now, tool number 2 is called Dubsado. Okay, now Dubsado is a CRM, and CRM stands for Client Relationship Management. So it's a client relationship management tool. Now, what it does is that it streamlines all the necessary and normally time-consuming tasks in your business. So this is what I use for my forms in my business. So for example, if you want to book a call with me to learn more about one-on-one coaching, there's a form for you to fill out first, which, by the way, that form is in the show notes for you, but this form is actually connected to Dubsado. And then from there, I can actually send out my scheduler, which is also connected to Dubsado. So Dubsado handles my forms, my call scheduler, my proposals that I send to potential clients, my invoices, my contracts, some email workflows like onboarding and offboarding workflows, in addition to invoice payment reminders, all the things. It collects payments from, regular credit cards and PayPal, and I honestly just can't recommend it enough if you want to streamline your processes. However, I will say that in my opinion, it is a bit of an advanced tool. Now, I say this because I'm not super techie, and this is not something that I used in my business the first couple of years in entrepreneurship. So if you're just getting started, I would honestly recommend holding off on this because there is a major learning curve with it. So unless you have the time to spend learning the software or the money to invest in someone to set it up for you, then I would recommend holding off. But I really do love it. And I knew pretty early on in my coaching business that I wanted to invest in getting this set up. So I knew I wanted to use this system for probably a year and a half before I actually ended up using it. So what I did is that I waited for the right time for me to financially invest in someone to set it up for me. In full transparency, even though I had someone set it up for me, there was still a learning curve to the whole system that I had to take the time to learn. But it is definitely worth it. It really does save me so much time to have an automated system like this. I truly do love it. Now, if you do want to try out Dubsado, you are in the place for it, you really want to streamline your processes, I do have a link for you to get 20% off your first month or even your first year, which is a pretty incredible discount. So if you want to take advantage of that, I am going to link my referral link for you in the show notes. So the next must-have tool is such a good one, and you have probably heard of it before, but you may not realize the multitude of things that it does and just how good it actually is. And that tool is called Planoly. So Planoly. Now, Planoly is known as an Instagram scheduling app. And yes, you can visually plan and schedule out your Instagram grid, and you can even schedule your Instagram stories. However, what I love about Planoly and why I chose Planoly over the other scheduling apps is because Planoly has a video planning tool. Now, what this video planning tool allows you to do is it allows you to upload your short form video content that you're going to post as a reel or a TikTok, because Planoly also posts to Pinterest and TikTok in addition to Instagram, by the way. But like I said, it allows you to upload your short form video content, and then in one place allows you to plan and write out the caption for Instagram Reels, TikTok, Pinterest idea pins, and YouTube Shorts. So basically, once you upload your short form video, you have these 4 different tabs to click on where you can write the different captions for each platform that you are going to be posting this video to. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because every platform has a different character limit on their captions, so you are able to plan out the different captions for each platform for the same video all in one place. This is incredible if you are wanting to repurpose your video content and get it dispersed throughout multiple platforms. I truly love this feature. And honestly, it just saves you so much time if you are into repurposing. Now, if you're using a trending audio or something like that, there's even a place to paste the URL to the sound when you are planning on Planoly. They truly went above and beyond with this feature, and I love that they were thinking about the creators that like to share to multiple platforms, and I just love that. So if you want to try out Planoly, I'm going to put my link down in the show notes for you as well. Now, the next tool I have for you is called ClickUp, and it's my project management tool. Basically, this is where I plan out all of my content before I upload it to my scheduling tools. So basically, all of my Instagram content is organized and planned out inside of ClickUp, and then once that is complete, we upload it to Planoly. So essentially, this is where I organize and plan all of my content in addition to writing my content. Now, this just keeps me super organized and on task, and it's just so nice to have everything all in one place. So essentially, ClickUp helps me plan, organize, and create my content, while Planoly helps me schedule and upload my content. So inside of ClickUp, I have workflows for all of my content creation. And then my team members can also go in here and see what their tasks are and when those are due. So it has proven to be an exceptional tool for the growth of the company. Now, in addition, I love keeping track of my daily sales system metrics and leads in here. So I have a very simple system that I use every day to continue to funnel leads and sales into my business that I also teach and share with my students, and I use ClickUp to track and manage all of that. So for example, if I know I need to engage with Sally on Instagram on Friday, I'm going to be putting that in ClickUp. And if I know I need to follow up with Susie on Monday, I'm going to be putting that into ClickUp. Now, in addition, I organize all of my people that I'm engaging with and interacting with in different categories. So I have the categories new, cold, warm, hot, and client. Now, this has worked for me and my clients for years now, and I teach this process to all of my students inside of FCA and also in my one-on-one coaching packages. It is truly such a game changer. Now, if you would like to try out ClickUp for yourself, I'm going to be linking my link in the show notes for you as well. And with this link, you can actually get 20% off. Now, that being said, let's get into the final tool that I just think is absolutely incredible. And this is one you may have not heard of, or maybe you have, but it's still on the new side. So maybe this will be very new to you, but it is called Circle. Now, Circle is literally a dream come true for me. Seriously, I was looking for a tool like this for a couple of years before I found Circle. And essentially what it is an all-in-one community platform for course creators and brands. So you can actually bring together engaging courses, discussions, members, live streams, chats, and memberships all in one place. It is truly remarkable. It's aesthetically pleasing and intuitive, which is super important to me. Now, if you're familiar with Mighty Networks, I personally feel like Circle is the next level version of that, just because I personally don't like the interface of Mighty Networks. To me, Circle is much more clean, easy to use, and intuitive. But that being said, this is where I house my curriculum for all of my students. It's where I'm going to be housing all of the courses. It's where the community of all of my students come together. It's where I schedule group coaching calls and events. I can even live stream in there if I want to. I can start chats in there if I want to. It is awesome. I truly cannot rave about it enough because I essentially wanted a place that could house my course curriculums and also something like a Facebook group at the same time for my paid students. But I wanted something that was an all-in-one platform like that, and Circle does this. It crosses all the T's and dots all the I's. I am truly so grateful for it. So if you're someone looking for a place to bring courses and community together in one place, Circle is going to be your best friend. Now, if you want to receive 20% off of Circle, then you can head to my referral link in the show notes. I'm going to have it linked right there for you. And I also just want to go ahead and say thank you in advance to those of you who choose to try out these tools using my referral links in the show notes. It truly means so much to me that, you trust, what I say here on the podcast. And I really don't take that lightly. So again, just thank you so much for supporting me, supporting this vision, supporting this mission. It really does mean more than you know. With all of that being said, that concludes today's episode. I really do hope this blessed you. I hope you got some ideas. I hope that this inspired you to try one of these tools or all of these tools for yourself. Now, if you have any questions or you just want to let me know that you're going to be using one of these tools in your own business, please join our Facebook group. I truly love to hear from you and I love to interact with all of you over there. Now, to get in our Facebook group, you can grab it with the link in the show notes. Now, in addition, if you love this podcast and you love content like this, then you have got to get on the list for Make It Rain Mail. So you can get faith-fueled life and business coaching delivered straight to your inbox. Now, if you want to get on the list, you can do so by heading to bit.ly/powerprompts. And I'm also going to have that link for you in the show notes. I truly cannot wait to see you in my inbox. Bye, friend. Hey, Queen, don't head out just yet. If this podcast has blessed you in some way, it would mean the absolute world to me if you left a written review of the show over on Apple Podcasts. It truly lights a fire in me knowing how God has impacted you through this platform. And since I absolutely adore connecting with you, please, please, please screenshot this episode or your review and post it on your stories on Instagram and tag me at Hannah Brindley. I can't wait to see you over there. So much love to you.